Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and I'm back with another video. When am I not? Today we are looking at a bust. Now I've got a Mara, yes, somebody does like me, apart from my pups and the wife occasionally. Although she seems to like me when I'm not in the house, which isn't really often. So anyway, I've got a Mara. His name's Clive Brewer. He's from down south in the UK. And he's recently done a bust. I believe it was his first one. Put this down, Gav, while you're talking to the nice people. He's recently done a bust, and it's on a well-known naval aviator, or we would say from the Fleet Air Arm, and that's Sharkey Ward, who he constantly got confused with Fergal Sharkey, who was a punk singer with the Undertones in the late 70s, early 80s. Fergal Sharkey Ward. Anyway, you even got me saying it now. But, you know, he did a really nice job. It's his first one and he really enjoyed it. And I've been wanting to do another bust for ages. Yes, I know, I've got the Oiran bust. She will be done, but as I say, it's not a mental block. I have enough mental health problems as it is without having a blockage. Oh, that doesn't sound good, does it? But anyway, it's not a mental block. It's not a mojo drainer or anything. It's just artistic temperament. I cannot see my way at the moment to finding, and I've put the bust down on the table a few times. I've had a bit of a paint with it, but there's just something I'm not getting with her at the moment, and it's just one of the things, you know. She's in the nice dustproof box and waiting for Gav can get inspiration. So I wanted to go back to my main roots, which is obviously military stuff. And big part of military history I like is the Vietnam War. Now, as I say, the guys that fought in the Vietnam War didn't like it, but I've always been interested in the Vietnam War, and there was a bit of a dearth of busts, really. The ones that I knew were out there and that I fancied, of course, when Gav came to get one, they weren't around. And I needed to keep the price a bit low. I didn't want to be spending, you know, £48, £55, because what you tend to find with busts are, I think I've said it before, the more resin, the more complicated they are. So if you've got a German Panzer Grenadier with an MG42 or MG34 over his shoulder, that's a lot more resin, and they will normally set you back in high 40s into the high 50s in pounds. And I was really, cheapskate again, I was really looking at, you know, £35. Really want to go much more than that, plus postage. But you've got to have also, it's like building a model kit. If you just buy something for the price, I will guarantee you that you won't build it, because it just won't interest you when you do get round to it. So I'd seen a couple, and the couple, they always seem to copy Charlie Sheen. You know, I don't like Charlie Sheen at the best of time, but when he was in Platoon, and they're very, when I say simplified busts, they don't have a lot of equipment. I think one's got a torch, one of those, you know, bend over torches. And they just didn't float me boat. The one I really would have liked was a radio operator in Vietnam, I think with the Air Cav, and he got his set on the back and he got all his smoke grenades on and everything. Fairly complicated, to be honest with you, but I would have liked that one, and of course I missed the boat until they come around again. Anyway, I get majority of my stuff from El Greco Miniatures, but I also buy stuff from, I'll just make sure I get Steve's name right, Steve Kirtley. And I get stuff from him as well. Now, this is one of his own branded busts. It's sculpted by a great British sculptor called Carl Reid, and you know, although I've never actually painted any of Carl's stuff, I see enough of it online, and I really like his work. Anyway, it's a US Marine Corps. I'm having to look like this because I haven't put my readers on. It's a US Marine Corps Vietnam, where it just says US Marine Corps Vietnam, but he's a blooper grenadier. If you can see that, it's not particularly, it's a £30 bust, so I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and that's no disrespect to Steve and his business. I just, sometimes you buy cheap, you get cheap. Now it's only just come through the post. I've kept it in its bag for the moment because we'll just have a quick look at it in a second before I undo it. So I don't really know any more than you guys yet. So I'm hoping that the few seconds I saw through the bag, it looks really nice. But we'll have a look in a minute. But yeah, it's an M79 Blooper. Blooper because it gets bloop as you fire it. It's a grenade launcher, and not a job I would have particularly liked, really. You can fire, obviously, I think you can fire 8 high explosive fragmentation type rounds. Believe you can fire smoke rounds, I would have thought. I'm winging it now. And possibly white phos, I'm not sure. For white phos, I believe is against the Geneva Convention, but you can use it as a smoke roll. But believe me, it's brilliant for clearing out bunkers and stuff. Anyway, we won't go down that road. Let's take a look at this bust. Gav's going all the way with LBJ again. I love saying that. We're painting US Marine Corps again as an ex-infantry. I've got nothing problem about the Marine Corps or the Royal Marines or any Marines. It's all good to Gav. I often go with the US Marine Corps in Vietnam, mainly because they're in the I Corps area up north, and you know, they did a bit of everything. I mean, most units did in Vietnam, but you know, they were often up against MVA, main North Vietnamese Army, but they were also against Viet Cong and whatever. So, and it's just one, and I chose that years ago as one area. You know, I could, you know, try and centre me reading up on and stuff. But that's not to say I don't follow everybody else, other units in Vietnam, because I do. And obviously the Australians, New Zealanders, the Koreans. Yeah, so anyway, I'm rambling again. It wouldn't be one of Gav's videos if I didn't. So let's go and take a look. Right guys, it's right now. I'm kind of wishing I put the overhead camera on, but I'm not going to get all the tripod and everything out now. As you can see by the box art, yeah, it's not, you know, it's not a brilliant box art, but as I say, for the price, you know, you save your money on different things. If you want something that's already box art painted and all fancy and that, then you're going to be paying that bit extra on top, aren't you? So I'm quite happy with that. The figure, as I say, is torso, as all busts are. You know, torso, arms, weapon, obviously the blooper, African American Marine, and I want to dedicate this particular bust to the Marines that fought on the Battle of the Hills in the first Battle of Khe Sanh in, I believe, April ⁸67. They did some hard fighting up those hills and took a lot of casualties. So I will be dedicating this bust to those Marines that fell and were wounded and who served on the Battle of the Hills in Khe Sanh, first Battle of Khe Sanh, 1967. So let's open the box. You've got a bit of chunky foam and a bit of bubble wrap. I'm sorry to do it. I should have put this on overhead. I wasn't really thinking. And that's how I got it. I'm not a huge fan of everything in one box, in one bag even. They doesn't look like to have moved around in the box. The box was fairly tight. I would prefer individual baggies for stuff with an extra layer of foam. But again, there has to be a cost. If you're going to buy something for £30, there has to be a cost. You know, you're going to have to make an adjustment there. So I won't make any more noise, but that's how it appeared. And let's go and open the bag. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. For once I have a pointy stick, which is good. Here first. I've had a quick look before I switch the camera on. I don't think the resin stroke casting is absolutely top grade. I'll say that from the off. You'll notice there is a lot of, you probably won't see it now, Probably can't see it in that one. Let's pick something that the guys can actually see. Let's try the helmet. See all the little black specks in there? I take it that's because the resin hasn't mixed properly. But it's not soft like mould residue, you know, where if you picked it out there'd be a divot behind it. It just looks like it's just not mixed properly. And that's over everything on the face. I don't have a problem with that. Yes, you'd prefer it to be well mixed and whatever, but it's a £30. It's a £30 bust. You know, if this was a £50 bust, you know, like from Young Miniatures or Nuts Planet or something like that, you'd be expecting a lot more. So for £30, I can live with that. There's a trade-off. The Sculpt itself is fantastic. I've got no problems with the Sculpt. The casting is not horrendous. I've seen a hell of a lot worse. When you go around on the internet, you see lots of things for sale. I mean, this is not a Chinese knockoff, by the way. It's a pucker from Kirtleys Miniatures, one of their own brands, and as I say, and Carl Reid's a top sculptor, so this is not a knockoff. There's some flash in that. So let's have a look at the torso first. I'm starting to go all over the place again. Right, your blooper's going to go through there, so don't worry about that bit there, because the blooper itself, the barrel, and that's going to go through there. You will have to probably pin the arms, just tidy them off slightly, and pin the arms, but you would probably, I don't know if that's the right one. Come on, Gav, which one were you looking at earlier? I'm not sure if that's the right, might be, might not. I think it might be. You'd have to pin and fill on one of these multiple part kits anyway, so again, I don't have a problem with that at all. If you're worried about pinning and getting them all right, what I'd do is stick a bit of white tack or blue tack down, drill your hole where you want to first, and then stick your blue tack down and push your arm up to it, and it'll leave an indent, and you can then drill in the hole. Yeah, I like it. We've got our flat jacket. These bandolier is for the blooper rounds, so each individual grenade is in there. I would probably do this in that, just for a difference, do the tan, well, not tan, but like an oatmeal-y colour, as you've seen on some of my 28mm Vietnam stuff, just to give it a bit of a difference. We'll see when the time comes. You know me, I'll change your mind. Obviously he's got his t-shirt on. We've got our holes here for, let's have a look. We've got a couple of different pouches. I have tried them and they seem to fit in quite well. That one goes on the rear. We've got 2 canteens, which is good because all the Vietnam veterans I've ever heard of, and in a lot of photographs, you know, they carry a minimum of 2 on the belt, and then a lot more on backpacks and that, because you're constantly needing water and drinkable water and that. And I'll probably maybe try and do these in slightly different colours again, because they all came out of the factories with different dye, you know, slightly different dyes. Obviously you're not going to have a blue one and a green one, but you know, just do your dyes slightly differently. The only drawback I could see, well, that's not a problem, because you're going to have your barrel on there, so as you can see that when I actually get it straight, that might take a bit of work to actually make it line up. But I prefer that in shorter runs than some piece that's going to be all bendy and that, and you haven't got a chance to. Not 100% sure about the fingers sticking out like that. I would have probably preferred it underneath the trigger guard, but again, probably with the weight of that, I'd probably, although it's going to be supported against the chest, I'd probably pin that as well. Again, just very slight clean up, again sanding of the butt plate around the fingers there. The one bit I wasn't keen on was here. You can see that there's just been some infill shoved there because obviously it wasn't looking right on the barrel itself, so they've shoved a bit of infill in and it looks infill. So I'm going to probably scrape away and do a bit of filling, and obviously you had to put that in because obviously it didn't fit the hand properly, so I don't think just painting that would still look like a blobber. You know, it wouldn't look particularly natural, so I'm going to try and carve it in a bit more and work on that. Watch. As I say, that not that the arms aren't particularly much to see really, but here's our arms. Again, just a very light going over with a sanding sponge probably be best. If it's got lines like that, you'll guarantee it'll be against the body and you won't see it. So again, you probably have to pin them, but that's nothing. You know, if you're using a £50 kit, you'd have the same thing. I thought the face was nice. Not got a problem with the face at all. Slight mark there, dimple there. It's not a dimple, I don't think. It's actually it might need a bit of filling, or just been left as a mark on the face. Again, just clean up behind the ears there. So it's a shame about obviously the thing not mixing properly, but the resin not mixing. But again, it'll disappear under paint, so I'm not that fussed. Let's just see about the helmet going on. I might, well, normally I paint everything in situ, but I might paint these in component, not, when I say component parts, I'll fit them all together to make sure that I'm going to probably have to fit the blooper in and everything, because it's multiple part and getting it to attach to the torso, but I may leave the helmet off, I'm not sure yet. I tend to like to keep everything in situ only because, and I could just put a bit of blue tack on, but it gives you, as you can see here, if you're holding up to the light here, you can see a shadow across the bridge of his nose, and that's a good way of, you can do all the fancy, you know, spraying in with an airbrush, spraying in shadow areas. Quite often with these, I just paint the shadow areas in. I take a photograph, I put them under the light like this where I want the shadows that I'm after. I take a photograph or a couple of photographs of it, and that means you can always refer to where you wanted those shadows in the first place. Keep them on your phone, and you know, you don't always have to go do all the spraying shadow areas. I know it's not just to show shadow areas, it's also to actually give some more depth to the area, but you can just as easily paint that in when you're doing your sketching of your face. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. So that's our helmet. We've got, the only thing else I'm going to show you is pistol for self-defense. Again, we can texturize that, make that look a lot better than it does at the moment. Not that it's anything wrong with it, but you know, just get some texture in there. And then lastly, you get this fake looking, it's supposed to be stone. We won't be using that. I always keep things like this because you never know when they come in handy for just about anything. But I'll be mounting them as I always do on a brass mounting piece on top of a wooden plinth. So there we go. Let's see if we can get everything in. Let's just see how he attaches on there somehow. Probably have to do a bit of filling in around that neckline by the look of it, although this isn't particularly scientific, trying to hold it behind the camera, but it looks like there'll probably have to be some filling around the neck area, and that's not always the easiest to do, but we shall get there. So guys, that's another project. Yes, another one. They just keep coming. I've got to do an unboxing of the SDKFZ 251 yet, but I just really wanted to, at some point in the next few weeks, begin work on another bust. So what I'll do with this guy here is probably not for another fortnight. I've got some 1 in 35 scale Tiger Crew for Jason to finish off yet and get them out of the way. I've done 2, I've got 3 more to go. So when they're out the way, because this all comes in my own time, I will start work on him, and he will probably take a few months for me to finish, and I'll give you updates as always along the way. I'm also making at the moment, yeah I know, it just keeps, no, it never stops. I've got a MiG, that's 1 in 72 MiG 17 that my good marrow Joe over at Mad Genius Production sent me, so I'm building that in the background. I'm not going to show that till it's actually built. I've got the fuselage together last night, and you know, there's probably going to be some filling and stuff along the way. Finally got all the decals on me, bits of stowage and stuff that came with it for the tank, that is. So the tank's getting another application of mud on her tonight and bits and pieces. Then we'll have a look at her sometime in the week as a, you know, this is my tank done, except for I've got to put her on a very tiny base, which will be probably another week or so behind that, but we'll have a look at that. I've still got the 28mm 30-year war figures to show you. I'll have another battalion of 18mm Napoleonic Grenadiers, or the first battalion of. They will be done, base that is, over the next few days. We'll have another Voltigeur at the end of the week, probably Friday again. I'm only picking Friday, not really for releasing videos. You know me, I'm fairly eclectic on when my videos come out. It's just somewhere to aim to. I know that Friday for a couple of hours I stop and paint, or as long as it takes, paint the Voltigeur. Was that everything? Oh, the dewback. Yeah, dewback's been well and truly painted at the moment. Yeah, I know I said I'd do it on camera. I decided it was such a big chunk that I would, for a first attempt, I would just have a go off camera. Well, I've painted most of the dewback lizard itself. I've still got more harness work to do and the Stormtrooper to paint. I did think of painting the Stormtrooper on camera like I do the Voltigeur, because I am determined to have a go at Gav Paint Star Wars. It's just, I think it's just, he's sitting down and he's got so much stuff across him. I just think for an easier seeing what people can see you doing and explaining, I think it's going to be a bit of a mess. So I'm probably going to just paint the dewback. I'm going to give you an update on him in the next day or two, and you know, we'll just paint him along till completion. But then I will get, depending on, I was looking on them last night, they're not cheap, but I'll find something from the Star Wars Legion figures to paint, that we can have a paint under the camera at. So look after yourselves. I don't think for £30 that is a bad bust at all. I'm quite happy with it. As I say, there'll be a bit of extra, probably slightly more clean up than an absolutely top range casted bust, I won't lie. As I say, that it's obviously not mixed well, something in the resin, but there's nothing that a bit of clean up won't work. And for £30, I'm happy to spend the extra time. If there's any more extra clean up to do, I'm happy to spend my time doing that. It's all part of throwing yourself into painting one of these busts, just like doing a kit. You know, some take a bit more cleaning than others, but the actual sculpt itself is top notch, so I'm well pleased. So yeah, look after yourselves. We'll catch each other very, very soon on another video.